Now, meanwhile, realizing the threat that Henrietta poses, T calls a meeting with some of his clientele. That extended part of the BMF pipeline before Henrietta can get her full hooks in. T talking that loyalty talk. They tell T the way he running in Meech's stead is called them a penny pincher, told them they were loyal to Meech. T insistent on things being run his way. A couple of them piece up out of there, threw him a couple of birds and flew south. The remaining cats wondering where that work at. Now T ain't got no definitive answers. Another cat piece up out of there. This cat named Diz hangs around. T tells him, "Hey, yo, look, I put you on, little player. Can I count on you to hold tight? We got some shit to figure out. You been BMF. You gonna stay BMF. Just need you to hold tight for a minute." T tell him to buy from Henrietta. Don't stop what you're doing. Just be BMF eyes and ears on how she moving so we can figure this thing out. Speaking of Henrietta, she up in her spot with her people. They hyping her up, telling her they don't give a damn what her pops say. She on that Tiffany Haddish right now. She ready. Talking how BMF may have crew in numbers, but they falling to the wayside slowly. All of a sudden, Bryant walk in. This is their first introduction since Blaze set it up. A tension-filled one at that. When you meet a cat and your first set of words includes knocking that mofo out, it's a little testy up in that piece. I'm sure we all been there before. Bryant makes it known he ain't there to kiss ass or do no tap dancing. Debt or no debt. Henrietta good with that. Bryant gives her good information on how to move a shipment. She likes this input. They start putting some plans together for this next shipment she got coming in. In the meantime, in between time, Diz gets wind of this setup. Went to buy from Henrietta. Found out some things. Goes back to T with this intel. They discuss. Found out Henrietta's supposed to get a drop tonight. Coming via ambulance. They get to plotting on that interruption. Hoop gonna run point. Sterl say he can take cuts with him. And that's the plan. That ambulance cannot make that drop tonight. Now, Jen and Amberson is watching cuts. So it's not going to end too well. They still on him from the last episode, like he on the watch list. Is in motion. They snapping pics of cuts in a car with Hoop. Now getting in. Jen and Amberson having miscellaneous conversation. Henrietta drop is en route. One of her cats is driving, Twan. Bryant riding shotgun. All of a sudden, Twan gets popped by cuts and Hoop. Ambulance crashes. Shootout incurs. Bryant pops one and cuts. All of a sudden, Jen and Amberson pull up. They stop shooting at each other, start shooting at Jen and Amberson. Now, Jen takes one in the shoulder from Twan. He's still breathing a little. Hoop piece up out of there. Hoop is out. Amberson in tow after cuts. Who's wounded? Leaving Bryant and Twan at the scene. Now Twan and Jen both injured. They both on the ground with gunshot wounds. At some point, Bryant and Jen catch eyes. Oh, it's a moment for sure. Bryant sends Twan to hell. I don't know how he pieced up out of there. Don't know how, because Amberson couldn't have gone far. And the ambulance was busted the hell up, like the engine was smoking. Guess that bitch was still running though. Gets back to Henrietta's spot. Bryant gives her the debrief. She ain't happy at all. Who the would be? She like, this is what I get for taking on guys my pops gives me. Somebody get me Twan. Bryant like, oh, he in hell right now. You won't be getting much from him. Now some folk pour out one for their fallen soldiers. Henrietta puts 2 in the air. Bryant tells her BMF knew about the drop somehow. She can't believe this. Asks him to tell her all he knows about T and the BMF crew, specifically T.